Welcome back, everybody. Holiday Doc here with StillzKills live in person, as we are doing a, I think a first for a lot of people, really, a live dual comm. He's at the house here, and we're watching Team Hybrid versus TVA on Capture the Flag MLG settings. Now, this is MLG settings before the update, before any of the rule changes. So if you're gonna comment and say, "Oh my God, he's using flak jacket," just leave it alone. Just let it go, man. And go ahead, Stills, introduce yourself.
Yeah, this is StillzKills. You guys probably remember me from mine and Doc's first dual comm. And yes, we are doing a live dual commentary together, so it might be the first ever. I'm not too sure, but maybe.
Nah, yeah, I'm sure there's some other ones, but as far as competitive goes...
First ever competitive,
yeah,
for
I think
sure.
this is first. So, this is TVA, and just one thing for everybody to know, TVA is not up there with, Team Fear, Envy, and stuff like that, IXI, but they're a fairly well-known team. They got
Frag
some,
Cup.
yeah, they won the Frag Cup. So
Actually beat Team Fear in the Frag Cup.
they did beat Team Fear in the Frag Cup, but what lacks in TVA, I think, is their overall respect, their mannerisms, and just kind of how they operate as a team. And it's very, very disrespectful. And these guys just come out of the gate with some blatant attitude issues, and I think you're gonna kind of explain that a little bit. What happened in the first game?
No, the first game we actually played them, it was MLG CTF, and they tied it up with the last second to make it so we had to replay this second map, and they were screaming like little girls, calling us garbage, bad kids, randoms, like you fucking suck, you're nobody, and yeah, so we just decided to put on the try-hard pants for the second map here, and they kind of get embarrassed a little bit.
I'd say a little bit embarrassed is not quite enough, just because they're running around with their heads cut off a lot of places, emptying clips without any sort of aim down sight happening. They're running around the map with no kind of organization, not really going to any specific side or using any sort of routes. And I'm just picking that up after watching this video once, so you can just go ahead and assume that they're pretty flustered at this point, having to play, what seems to be a fairly unknown team, Team Hybrid. They probably came into the game expecting to just simply run over your team, and when they came up against a, veritable force, they probably got pushed back a bit and frustrated.
Yeah, they definitely didn't expect us to come out of the gates leading in CTF in the first map, and they definitely thought they were coming back, because they did come back after the first map to gain the tie and force the overtime game. And we just came out even stronger because we had the gained confidence that they came back at the end, but we knew that we could still pull out the win here.
Yeah, and one thing I just want to bring up here real quickly is TVA Vibes, really well-known individual player, is using a swastika as his team or his personal emblem. And, it's little kids are going to be little kids. You give a retard a crayon, he's going to draw a dick or something retarded like a swastika. Good play by yourself right there for a two-piece flag return. But I just want people to kind of realize when you're a team and represent your team, why would you ever put anything as ignorant as a swastika as your emblem? And I'm just gonna say that that's some straight up bullshit, and I think he needs to be messaged about that or reported for that fucking emblem, because I'm really big against that type of shit. And even playing in pubs, it seems everybody you go against, all these kids have a big dick in their emblem. Like, why? Why do you want...
Guys have a fascination with penis, apparently, in this video.
Like, little kids, looking in their pants. Ooh, what's this? That and animal porn, it's just getting ridiculous. I don't know how much longer these emblems are going to last anyways, but let's get back to the gameplay at hand. Pathway seems to be a very popular runway for flags, but if you can get down center, it cuts the time in half, and definitely a good way to go. And the dolphin dives on the flag is pretty funny, pretty epic there too, but you can't cut it short. As you've seen, Stills has picked up, one dolphin dive kill. He's about to pick up the second one in the second half of this game. Leading 4-0. Rules are a bit different than the normal pub matches. They don't count per side wins, they count up total flag wins. So if you cap 4 flags in round 1 and the enemy only caps 3 flags in round 2, you still win the game. So keep that in mind.
It's definitely a huge advantage when you go into the other half, knowing that you're up 4-0, but we are playing TVA, and we all had to remind each other that we just had to keep it going strong.
Yeah, you know, you're going to just have to realize that if you can get 4 flags in one round, well, the enemy flipping sides could very well do the same thing back to you. You need to be prepared. Your call-out's got to be great. And that's why I posted the call-out video for firing range earlier. Hopefully that helped out, and you know, you enjoy my call-out videos as well. And you know, if you're into the whole competitive scene, StillzKills is doing a really good job of posting a lot of matches on there. I've been kind of lacking on the competitive scene, as the new baby is taking up a lot of my time, and I have to leave at a moment's notice more than once. And we're about to see a really good clutch play to kind of save. This guy runs out blindly, and then his partner tries to
ridiculous.
just runs right out there. I don't know why or what he was thinking about that, but if your buddy just goes down in front of you, you can't expect to just kind of run out in the middle and go for the dolphin dive for the flag cap. It's just not going to work, and kind of a very bad play. But, you know, not everybody is going to play 100% on every game mode they play. You know, the playbook, the strategies are good in writing, but they always don't play out exactly how you hope them to. So just keep in mind that every team has bad days, and this might just be one of those times where Hybrid takes advantage.
Yeah, we definitely did take advantage of them on this. This was their first loss of the season. They were 28-0 before this. And as Doc said, like, his call-out videos are really important because call-outs are huge. When you're playing, like, our call-outs were on key for this, especially when you're playing a good team. Everybody just is trying to talk and be, like, communicating as much as possible. For example, when I killed those 2 guys when he was returning the flag, the guy ahead should have said, "Stay back, there's somebody lying down and prone right in front of the flag," but they didn't call it out at all.
Not even in the slightest. It's kind of funny. And, you know, with the start glitch being gone, it makes callouts that much more important. You need to be situationally much more aware than you did in Modern Warfare 2 or past Call of Duties, because not only are you relying on just your line of sight for callouts, but now you have to be aware of sounds, gunshots, red dots, all on the map, all kind of combined to make your callouts that much better.
Yeah, I know. I totally agree with you. And if you're not calling stuff out, especially TVA is probably completely frustrated right now. I could imagine it was almost dead silent on the other end of this, because as you can see, we're just taking advantage of them now. They got 1 flag cap finally right there, but we pretty much just shut them down for the rest of the game.
So let's talk about gun choices a little bit. AK-74U or 74U, overpowered or not? What do you think?
I think they did do a patch on it. They did do a patch, and it seems like it's overpowered over any other SMG. Me and Doc were talking earlier, and I think it's kind of ridiculous how they have 12 SMGs or 10, I'm not sure how many, and there's like one good one, or like the MP5's like decent, but I don't know. It's kind of disappointing.
Yeah, and I guess another topic we can talk about right there is the knife. You know, I switched over back to default controller settings before this game even came out, because I understood that, you know, it might be more to my advantage to have a quicker knife, especially with the lunge, rather than a drop shot. And for the most part, it seems like a lot of, you know, semi-amateurish teams, or, you know, just not as active GB teams are going to be drop shotting a lot. But the more active or the heavily played teams are using the knife a lot more readily right now.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like, my main Slayer on the team, Dyslexia have, who just took the flag, he knifes like crazy, and he'll go for the 3-piece or something, and he'll get that knife at the end, and it's just the lunge, and the knife it's really a good thing to have. I still play on tactical, but I'm probably gonna make the switch over pretty soon here.
I think as an objective player, having that extra knife, you know, especially when you're blind running around corners, having that panic knife is
knife is amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna get you a kill more often than a drop shot will, that's for sure. But, you know, drop shot right there.
Yeah. I could have knifed him, though.
Could have knifed him.
If I was on default, I would have probably knifed him.
The embarrassment. AK-74U, I find, lacks at any sort of range. Medium range to long range, you're going to get outshot by any other gun. Even like, you know, the Enfield is going to outshoot you at that sort of range. Just because the bounce is a little bit more difficult to handle. And, you know, you were talking about the G11 being, you know, a great pub room game gun.
It's amazing in pubs.
But when competitive hits it, it's not the greatest anymore. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. It just seems like when you use the G11, it's good for search competitively because you can really hit those good shots. But when it's up close, it's terrible, and it just doesn't react the way you want it to.
All right, well, this is coming to an end. Hybrid versus TVA. Hybrid pulling out the massive win on the expected to be winners, TVA. Thanks for checking out the video, guys. Holiday Doc out.